people with sleep deprivation. It affects their job, their home life. At Room to Room, we want to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress, and that's why we brought in this technology. It shows you what you need. We want to do the assessment and find exactly what's perfect for you.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I am so thankful that you could join us for your Saturday evening, especially with it being 10 o'clock on a weekend. But I hope everyone has had a beautiful Saturday. It's been a pretty much a beautiful Saturday across all of North Mississippi. We had our football games, we had our outdoor plans and our games outside, but a few of us started seeing some of those spotty showers across North Mississippi, but thankfully most of those held off and were very limited across our state. But that rainy post-church nap will be in the forecast for tomorrow. I know I was talking about some of us got those rain chances today, but it looks like most of us could see more of a lazy Sunday back in our forecast. It feels like it's been forever since we've had a rainy, lazy Sunday, but thankfully that might be back in the forecast for tomorrow. We'll track that out coming up in the next few minutes. But rain will continue into the, not weekend, it should be work week. So we do have some chances into the weekend and wrapping up our weekend, but we will see those rain chances continue into your Monday as well, but also definitely some more chances into the work week. So definitely something that we need to keep look into. But also, fall is almost here. Our first day of fall will be Monday, the start of the work week. Those temperatures have not felt like it. The closer we get to fall, it feels like we keep just warming up, seeing those above average temperatures. But thankfully, we are starting to see probably those seasonable temperatures come into play later on in the work week. Taking a look at our North Mississippi Storm Chaser cam out here in Rolling Fork, 76 degrees, but feels like 77. Not much wind going on out there, but thankfully don't really need it. It still feels beautiful out there, already in the mid 70s, but I know we are still wanting it to start dropping as we get further into the evening. Out here in Kosciusko, a little bit of a different story, already in the low 70s, around 73, but feels like 72. So those heat indices can still technically drop us. It doesn't look like that during the day. We still feel a little bit warmer than those actual temperatures, but thankfully starting to see those heat indices go on the downward trend. Taking a look out here in Greenwood as well, 75, feels like 75. So those heat indices not really dropping us, but also not elevating us either as we go into further into the evening hours. Taking a look at those temperatures across the entire state as a whole, pretty much 76, mid 70s across the entire viewing area. You can see 72 out there in Oxford and Holly Springs, so already getting a head start on all of us. So beautiful conditions across the north half of Mississippi. Taking a look at the first 12, we still see the chance of rainfall. Notice it's 10%. Most of us will stay dry. It's just those in Tunica, Tate, DeSoto County might see some of those showers as we continue into the evening and overnight hours, but we're going to drop into the low 70s the further on into the night we go, eventually seeing some upper 60s, but definitely still staying warm and above average overnight before we start warming up and heating up towards those above average temperatures yet again into our Sunday as well. Let's take a look at the Mississippi Live Weather Radar to show you that pretty much nothing's going on right now. Definitely in clear air mode. You can't really see many chances of rain, but we will start having some rain start to move across the Mississippi River and into the most northwestern part of our state overnight. That is where the 10% chance of rainfall will most likely occur. We can track this out with Futurecast showing that rainfall out there in Searcy, Arkansas, just north of Little Rock. It's going to push into North Mississippi, trying to fade on out just a little bit, but getting closer and closer towards those early AM hours and stay pretty persistent throughout the morning. Just little bubbles, little sprinkles, not downpours as you start off your Sunday morning. But for most of North Mississippi, we should have a beautiful start to our Sunday, except those in DeSoto might have a rainier start before we start seeing those dry conditions come back into play for our Sunday afternoon. Just won't be for long. We'll talk about that in the coming minutes. Now, this is the forecasted rainfall for the next 5 days. I mean, that is impressive here in North Mississippi, especially for our dry season. It is completely green across the entire state, and we're even seeing some yellows pop in. I can populate some of the values for us just so we can put a number on it. That yellow, 2 inches, just outside the darker green, 1 3/4 inches, 1.5 inches, an inch and a quarter, an inch. I mean, it is perfect across all of North Mississippi. I could tap anywhere, and you will see that we are getting some rainfall within the next 5 days, and that is partly due to a cold front that will be moving in Wednesday for our work week. So this isn't talking about just Sunday. This is over the course of next 5 days, but definitely a good sign to see here in North Mississippi, especially during our dry season. Taking a look at the next 24, we're starting to see those rain chances come back to play, but first we need to focus on the morning. 10% still lingering for those northern showers in the northernmost part of our viewing area. Those will eventually fade on off, allowing drier conditions to replace them by the time we make it towards lunchtime in the early afternoon hours. But by the time we get towards 2, 3 into the rest of our evening, you will see those rain chances really start to ramp up, and we could have a lazy back half for our Sunday in the forecast. It will be beautiful if you love those type of weather events. I love rain showers. I love napping with the rain showers. I don't like being out and about with those rain showers. So definitely a good forecast if you have that mindset. And we're of course going to go into further detail coming up in 1 minute. So I'll explain where we can see those rain chances. Where will they affect us here in North Mississippi, if not all of us? All of that coming up here in 1 minute.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
You may see a teen struggling to find his way. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we see a teen gaining the confidence and skills to land his first job. Kids today need people to see their potential and help them achieve it. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we do whatever it takes to help kids succeed. Because when we see young people, we see limitless possibilities. Do you? Join us, Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 10. One of my favorite things to do between the commercial break is go and look at the chat and see what all our weather watchers are typing. I know Patty and Ricky are always in the community out there and talking about the weather watchers and everything going on. Y'all said it was a beautiful Saturday, a beautiful football day, and most of that was true, except we did have this little thunderstorm start moving into Starkville. This was sent in by our weather watcher, Kaylee, in Starkville. This was that shower I was talking about during the 6 o'clock broadcast, getting closer and closer towards that stadium. I know they thought they were going to have a rain delay. Lightning was within 10 miles, not 8. If it was within 8 miles, they would have had to delay it just a little bit. Thankfully, that was held off. They were able to get their win and get out of there. Same thing for Ole Miss. I know all our Mississippi teams got their win today, so it was a beautiful Saturday all around. So big thanks to Kaylee for sending in that weather watcher pick out in Starkville and Davis Wade Stadium. Take a look out here in Tupelo, 75 degrees, but feels like 75. Beautiful conditions. Not much going on in the sky, but we definitely don't mind that. Should be beautiful conditions as we continue into the night. Not much wind going on either, but still don't really need it with those temperatures right now. It's not scorching hot, especially with that sundown. 72 degrees out here in Crenshaw, but here we go. This is what we like to see. That's a great trend. Feels like 68, so knocking down 4 degrees with those heat and seas. Beautiful conditions out there in Crenshaw. Taking a look at our day planner and overnight planner at this point, we're seeing pretty much those dry conditions for most of North Mississippi. Remember, imagine the 10% for pretty much Tunica, DeSoto, Tate, Marshall County, but for most of North Mississippi, we are staying dry. We will drop into the low 70s by the time we're wrapping up this broadcast, getting ready for bed, and then seeing some upper 60s as our lows tonight, so still pretty above average even for our lows are considered. Taking a look at our futurecast, we can see those dry conditions across North Mississippi, except those rain showers out in Arkansas, trying to make their way into Mississippi, fighting a very uphill battle. Seems each model run putting it just a little bit later and later as we continue into our Saturday with those model runs coming out. But you can see they're starting to try to push into Mississippi. We're staying pretty dry until those early AM hours. It looks like DeSoto and Tunica could see those showers as you start off your Sunday morning. But for most of North Mississippi, we should see a beautiful start to our Sunday. Low temperatures still above average and toasty, pretty much upper 60s across the viewing area. You can see 71 popping up in South Haven and 71 down here in Greenville as well, getting a jump start on the rest of us. beating us towards those above average conditions. Coming back to Futurecast, that moisture pretty much in cloud cover for the first half of our Sunday. Not much rain going on besides the few sprinkles of showers we have early on in our Sunday morning. We're going to see these dry conditions continue into the lunchtime, but from lunchtime and on into those early afternoon hours, they just pop up out of nowhere. These bubbles of thunderstorms starting to affect us in our afternoon. Notice this is a lot more widespread coverage for as it compared to today and our Saturday. So definitely more increased chances for your Sunday. So for the lucky few that got rain chances today, you might get them again tomorrow. Maybe miss out on you, but definitely we can see increased rain chances for our Sunday afternoon. So this is that lazy Sunday I was talking about, being able to stay cozy inside, maybe hear some rumbles of thunder as you go into your Sunday evening. And notice how I said evening. These showers will continue. They don't really bubble on up and fizzle on out. These are pretty long lasting. And as far as going throughout the state, not stronger storms, but something that we can see across our state tomorrow. But look at high temperatures still above average, mid 90s across our viewing area, 95 in the Golden Triangle region, 95 Grenada, Belzona, 96 Greenwood and Greenville. Those heat and seas pretty much keeping us at those actual temperatures as well. It's still toasty, but fall's almost here. Fall starts on Monday. It'll just take us till pretty much Wednesday where we can start seeing those fall temperatures. Just got to get through the next few days first. Coming back to Futurecast, if it'll let me go past. There we go. Futurecast. You can see those rain chances still affecting us into the evening. And they're going to continue to do so, but fizzle on out. You can see still some hefty downpours by the time we get towards midnight or those late evening hours, and even some rogue showers, really trying to give some last minute rain chances as we get into the early morning hours for our Monday. But then we will see those dry conditions very, very briefly. We could see a soggy start to our work week, especially in Alabama and all our Alabama counties, Franklin, Maryland, Lamar County. You can see all of those showers, even some along Highway 45 out here in Mississippi. But if you are west of Highway 45, you might see a drier start to your Monday. Now, this is our best chance of rain showers for our morning. Those are going to continue pushing into Alabama and into Tennessee. We can see drier conditions start to replace those rainy, soggy start to our work week for our Monday and around lunchtime. And then they kind of bubble up again. This has been a trend we've seen not only in the past few days, this past work week, seeing those afternoon showers just kind of pop on up. So we can kind of see that for our Monday as well, pretty much just along Highway 45 in Mississippi, and maybe some patches of moisture making their way across the Mississippi River and into the Delta as well. But as of right now, Sunday is our best chance to see that moisture. Monday, we could get a repeat as well. So something to look forward to as we progress into the work week. So definitely going to be something to continue monitoring. You can see into the evening as well. It's going to keep pushing on through, getting closer and closer towards Tennessee. And then we'll see drier conditions by the time we get into the Tuesday early morning hours. High temperatures Monday, they're on the downward trend. So still 90s, still above average, but not mid 90s anymore. Pretty much 90 Amory, Tupelo, Houston. We have 85 in Red Bay. You can definitely see where those showers are really taking effect. 89 in Hamilton, but still a toasty Monday for us here in North Mississippi. Those heat indices also on the downward trend, bringing us with those actual temperatures not shooting us up into the upper 90s. We can track this out on the 7-day forecast showing the downward trend in temperatures. Pretty much 92 for our Sunday, where our best chances of rain showers are for this weekend. We'll see a drier start to the work week. Well, Monday will be rainy. Then we see those drier conditions return for our Tuesday. But Wednesday, this will be the main event for our week. A cold front will be moving through, not only giving us another peak in rain showers, but there we go. Mid 80s for our temperatures and our high for Wednesday. And I'll step out of the way. I did this for the 6 o'clock just so you can take it all in. We are still going back towards those seasonable fall temperatures, not only for your Wednesday, Thursday, but even Friday and Saturday. You are seeing low 80s pop up as the high again, and especially those lows starting to get into the low 60s as well. So it might be a, dare I say, cool start to some of our Friday and Saturday morning. So beautiful conditions are on the way. Just ignore Sunday through Tuesday. We'll make it through. We're this close to fall. We can last a few more days. Of course, here are the QR codes for the iOS and Android app to our the iOS and Android app with this QR code. So we appreciate all the support you've given us. Just take out your camera and scan it, or you can send it to any loved ones that you want to get the app, especially as we get closer and closer towards severe weather season. Now, we will still be on the weekend broadcast schedule for tomorrow. It'll just be 6 and 10. So y'all sleep in, y'all go to church and do y'all's normal routine. And then we will be live here in the Room to Room Weather Center tomorrow night at 6 and 10. So y'all go out, enjoy the rest of y'all's evening, and I'll see y'all then.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Growing up, Gabe was naturally curious when he began to discover weather. Gabe just didn't want to know what was happening, but he wanted to know why it was happening. Gabe became fascinated with tornadoes and it impacted his life. He wanted to pursue a career in meteorology. Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.